Hello there. We've made it to day 10. Double digits. I repeat, we have made it to double digits. All right, number 10 of 52 tiny paintings in 2026. And as you can see, we're painting a bee today and just different variations. This one I put a little eye and it kind of creeps me out. So I'm not sure I would do that again. And this one I also tried to use some of my metallic paints, but I don't know, the silver, I just in the wings. It doesn't, that didn't, that's underwhelming, I'm going to say. The next one I also used metallic paints, the gold, which I like a lot better. Left the eye detail out of there. That's okay. And then this one, I just used Payne's Gray for the wings. And I also put some pink in there while the Payne's Gray was still wet. I just did a quick swoop on the edges there. And then I thought, oh, I like that pink. And I'm going to make it kind of very abstract, flowery looking in the background. And so there you have it. I hope you have fun with this. It's going to be a quick one. So let me stop talking so we can get into it. And I am starting off with paint. We're not going to sketch or anything, just have cadmium yellow on my brush and not worrying about any specific shape. I'm keeping it loose, not worrying about perfect edges. You can see I'm just, very loosely, maybe you could call that a triangle. I don't know. This one looks more like a rectangle. Again, keeping it loose. I just think loose paintings are a lot more forgiving than the tight ones, and they're more fun for me anyway. And now I've got, while the cadmium yellow is still wet, I brought in some yellow ochre and just tapped it in the bottom and let that blend. Completely dried the yellows, and now I'm coming in with coal black from my Young set, and just straight black, whatever you've got, or whatever color you want it to be. You don't have to do traditional colors. And I just filled in the gap there, and then kind of just doing a little indication of a head, and then a little tail end here as well, a little hiney, and kind of just a stripe back there. And now you can do something that I would not do if I did it again, but I am just painting in the little legs. I really like it better on the ones where I just did it with pen later on. Just a little bit more control, but this is fun too. It just keeps it, loose, which I just told you I like it better when the painting is loose. And now I'm like, no, you need more control. So, I never said I made sense all the time. That's okay. But I don't like these legs. I kind of change them a little bit at the very end, so you can watch that. All right, now that's all dry, and I'm just coming in with a size 005 micron because I like to be extra careful sometimes. And I am just drawing in very loose wing shapes. I don't even know what the shape of a bee's wings are. You'd think I could do some research for you, but I didn't. Now I'm bringing in some metallic paints because I like that. Again, if you don't have metallics, it's okay. Again, I used Payne's Gray. You could use like a really watered down kind of brown color would be really pretty, but I'm just filling it in with that gold color that I showed you. I'll link those paints if you're interested. I think they're like $7 or $8 on Amazon. I don't know. I got them a couple of years ago, maybe last year. And yeah, filling in that gold, and once that is completely dry, coming back in with my 005 micron and just outlining those wings. The size of pens that you use is just personal preference. And with this like veining or whatever it's called in the wings, I don't know what that looks like either, and I don't know what it's called. So I had a really busy week. You can see I only got 3 practice pieces done this week. And so I just didn't research. I'm just going to draw a bee the way I think I want my bee to look. And just kind of showing the little shimmery gold there. It adds a nice effect, I think. Can be a little much if you overdo it, but all right. And now I'm going to zoom you in here because I'm just taking this nice little small nib on the pen and doing little fuzzies all around him because I think that makes him look a lot cuter and friendlier. Hey, bees are friendly. We love our bees, right? And just kind of going all around the body for that. These tiny little details can really bring a little character to our paintings. And then just going in, as you can see, in the yellow and kind of mimicking like I'm bringing that black paint into the yellow, but really I'm just adding the texture with my pen. And by the way, all these fuzzy lines and what I'm doing right here, this is all regular speed. I'm just doing it really quickly. Just wanted you to know I'm not speeding you through that part. I just didn't spend a lot of time on it. I didn't overthink it or anything, just kind of adding little lines, and then I'm going to bring in my white gel pen, and it's just a Jelly Roll size 10, and I'm going to kind of do the same in the black, just adding some texture, adding some interest. You can do as little or as much of these details as you would like. And keeping these marks irregular kind of helps them look more natural, and it's just one of those places where imperfect actually looks better. Well, I mean, I always think imperfect looks better, but you know what I'm saying? I really like the touch that that white adds to the black. It just breaks up that solid color and yeah, it just makes it look charming. Here's where I kind of quote unquote fix the legs. I'm just adding white to them because I just thought they looked a little too heavy. I used a size 6 brush throughout this whole thing, by the way. So a tinier brush would have helped those legs look less bulky. And bringing my micron pen back in just to darken up the wings a little bit, just give them a little bit more definition because they kind of disappeared into that gold a little bit. I really like how it makes them pop just a little bit more. Again, be as free or as precise as you would like with the details in this. If you want to look up the wing shapes and what the design kind of looks like in the middle. All right, painting in my background now. I'm starting with a really light wash of Payne's Gray because it's easier to build up color than it is to take it away. And while that wash is still wet, I go ahead and just grab some more Payne's Gray with less water in it and just darken it up a little bit. This just helps the bee stand out a little bit more. And once that is all dry, I'm going to bring in my gold metallic paint again. Obviously, I put a little cardboard piece under there just so I have less cleanup at the end. And I'm just going to splatter our gold paint right all over. You know, you can't really control where that goes, right? Sometimes it splotches on spots you don't want, and there's a way to clean that up. In fact, I do that here in a little bit. And I could have stopped right here. You can just step back and see how many you want because you always run the risk of maybe just overdoing it a little bit, but that's okay. I really like the gold on here. Once that's all dry, I just realized that I didn't have any antennae for my bee, so I put them on there. And I think that's a nice little finishing touch for that. And you know, I don't use metallic paints very often, but I really like the playful touch that it adds to this. And I'm looking at the back legs of my bee, and I don't like how the gold just kind of really, I don't know, kind of mucked them up a little bit. And again, I'm contradicting myself by saying, "Ooh, I love imperfections," but then I see certain ones and I'm like, "But not that one, not that one." And so I thought, maybe I'll just bring in my white gel pen and just kind of go around, just kind of cover up that gold a little bit here and there. And see how it's just gonna just make it look less splotchy right there by the back legs. Yeah, I like that. And that does it for day 10. I look forward to seeing your paintings in our community if you feel comfortable sharing. And until next time, you take good care.